Hello, this is Jamie with Supplier T News, and here is your small business news for June 25th, 2021. Before we get into it, as always, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, and share with other people you think may be interested in this content. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, first and foremost, I know I've been away for a while, just got busy, but I am going to be continuing these at least once a week. I try to do 2 to 3 times a week, but my schedule has gotten a little busy, so I apologize, but I will be trying to do this once a week, typically Friday if I can. All right, now for today, we got a lot of good content I'm going to be covering over the past couple of weeks that I missed. As you can see, the first one is June 8th, but hopefully this kind of catches you up all the way up to the very end. We're going to be talking about the new unemployment numbers, but okay, let's go ahead and get started. Number one, NASA to award $105 million in Phase 2 SBIR grants. So what is this? So NASA, they actually do this pretty frequently. NASA has the Small Business Innovation Research grants, where they award grants to basically suppliers that qualify, that are doing new and innovative things in the space. If you are really into like STEM, especially things that could potentially affect NASA, these are really good grants. Again, this is a very frequent grant that they give out throughout the year, and they always announce it. Really good item to kind of have on your resume, if you will. If you're a business, I would definitely suggest reaching out to NASA, following this if you're in the STEM fields. I more so wanted to kind of speak to that than anything, just kind of mentioning and showing you that this goes on throughout the year. Obviously there's going to be a lot of networking involved and things of that nature, but a really good thing that if you qualify for, you're really big into STEM, you own your own business in that field, definitely check out. I would honestly say that this is probably be the number one thing that I would go after, because it's so frequent. It's a heck of a lot of opportunities there. Definitely check it out. Again, it's that, I'm going to scroll down here. It's the NASA Small Business Innovation Research grant. Okay. Next up, small businesses failed to obtain PPP loans as the program ran out of funding ahead of deadline. So there's some good and bad news with this. So the bad news obviously is as the title states, a lot of small businesses failed to obtain these PPP loans. So obviously, what does that mean? That means that they don't qualify for the program because it is essentially over, which means that you may have missed out on the money that they were awarding. So what does that mean in the long term, right? I'm not going to go a little bit. I'll read a couple of things. So according to Womply, there is still 2.5 million applications in their system. Around 1.6 million of those were already endorsed to lenders that can no longer forward them to the SBA, since the 292 billion fund has already been exhausted. Now, they kind of go through like, it was problematic, etc. The good news is that there are still other available options for small businesses, and that's really what I was going to get into. While one of the main goals of the SBA, especially recently under the Biden administration, is that it does appear, based on the new SBA administrator, that they are trying to restructure what the SBA is, and they are trying to be heavily funding related, right? So while you may have missed out on opportunity for this, based off of how they were saying they were trying to restructure it, there will be many more funding opportunities. I'm typically not a big fan of the SBA. I mean, the SBA has done a lot of good things, but I understand their setup is to help small businesses, but it was more so of kind of like a business, kind of business development piece, which if you need it, great. But if you don't, it may not be the best for you. Now, don't get me wrong. If anybody's working with SBA, I understand that there's a lot more that they do, but it was a lot of that piece there versus the goals that I've seen come out with the new administrator has just strictly been, no, we're trying to get money to these businesses, and that's our number one priority, which for small businesses, that's honestly good to hear. Now, there's obviously other pieces to it that businesses need. Hint, number one, being introduced to potential clients. But obviously, that's kind of neither here nor there. But, if that is the restructuring, while the PPP loans have run out and may not have opportunities there, and it honestly, it may be rough for the next couple of months. There may be some things that need to be done. So that is a big negative. I'm not trying to understate that. However, if the restructuring happens the way that it is, this time next year, we could be seeing funding opportunities from a lot of different sources, which is good moving into the future. So right now it's a negative, but I do feel positive about where the SBA could go. Next up, small business owners are confident about economic and business growth in 2021. Now, I've talked about this a ton, but because it's been so long since I've done the video, I'm going to talk about this again. There's been tons and tons of research on businesses opening up. I've already talked about how what you really want to take a look at is August, right, or the end of the summer, because that is when everything will be opened up throughout the country, and that's when businesses will really understand, where they're at and how they're able to grow. And in my opinion, things will go as much back to normal as they as they can at the start of this, right? So that'll be the time where it's like the first kind of structure where everybody in the States will be like, okay, now it's time to kind of go back to what we were doing before. And then in my opinion, it'll grow. As businesses are looking to, obviously they're having more positive opinions of this. It makes sense, right? They're seeing things open up. We're seeing more people shop, more people come into their stores, more people spending money. So it makes sense that they are confident. And this just kind of goes in lines with the other studies that we've seen in the past as well. In terms of overall, they're being positive. As you can see, 56% are confident that the local economy will improve, and 50% anticipate national economic growth. Again, that is something that has been very consistent with everything that I've been seeing thus far. Okay, the last piece, unfulfilled job openings hit historic high in May. Here it goes. The NFIB monthly jobs report showed that 48% of small businesses were not able to fill job openings in May. It is 26 percentage points higher. Excuse me. And then here we go. 93% of business owners said that there were few or no qualified applicants for the available positions. So it's interesting because I just read, I probably should do a video on if I have the time, about how you're seeing a lot of people, in particular millennials, leaving jobs that they were working during the pandemic to try to find something new. And it's interesting that this coincides with small businesses having a tough time in terms of hiring new people. Now, if these people did leave their jobs between April and May, then what we may see is that in June, we may see a lot of these job openings potentially being filled with people. So this is something, while it comes out about May, I do think that we need to wait another month or probably another couple of weeks, whenever the unemployment numbers or unfulfilled job numbers for small businesses come out, so that we can kind of see if that had anything to do with that. But obviously this is not a good point overall in terms of small businesses having a tough time finding qualified employees, I should say. But there is a caveat here. In normal times, small businesses have always said that it's hard to find people to hire. So while this is a negative, obviously, that they can't find it, this may be showing signs of us returning back to normalcy in a sense, which is a good thing. Small business will kind of do what they do to try to find the type of employees that they can. But, this may be a little kind of indicator where we're seeing people kind of going back to what they were before, which is a good thing. Okay, so with all that being said, that is the news for the past couple of weeks. I tried to shorten it as much as I could, as well as base it off of the Supplier Team News articles that we have. Typically, obviously there's a monthly fee, not too much. First month is only 99 cents, and then $5.99 after that. But because I've been a little bit back, I just wanted to show a couple. I'm also going to be doing another post as well in a couple hours or whatnot to post it, to talk about other news as well. But just wanted to get this out there so that you guys know. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this continues to grow. I appreciate the support. If you like the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and share with other people you think may be interested in this content. All right, with that being said, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.